find any better rivalry anywhere in the world. I mean, you can talk about Man United and Liverpool. I don't think they come to what this rivalry is all about. In fact, during my days as a player, I used to reserve my best for the game against Pirates. And in fact, I think most of my best games I actually had against Pirates.
It was a difficult moment to control such players because they had their own ways, of doing things. And Motaung also was a very interesting character. Motaung, he'd come and contest, his case all over the weekend. By the time he would come on Saturday, he'll play the best football on the pitch. And you ask him after the game on Monday, but Mr. Sono, why like that? He says, Mr. Khoza, when I go onto the pitch, I don't represent the management committee, I represent Motaung, because who knows, maybe on the stand somebody's waiting as a scout, and I might be getting my lifetime opportunity, so I cannot afford to play politics into the pitch. It's very important for me to play my football, which is very important
because of Pirates. And vice versa, Pirates is what it is today because of Jomo as well. Because if Pirates didn't groom me, I would never repay Pirates by scoring goals. But I'm prepared to put my head on the block to say, in South Africa, Pirates is one of the greatest teams.
Attack, but the Blacks goalkeeper Patson Banda is on top form and makes one of his many spectacular saves.
But that time, Orlando Pirates, it came new now, all these new people, all these Pirates FC fan.
On the positive side, obviously, I must talk about what, excited me. But also it brought back, the understanding of the significance, the magnitude of this derby.
There is Ryan Beloy at the corner from silence. Sees up for it more, he got it away. Fells now for Skhosana, great shot, goal!
It's when, Skhosana scored, those goals at FNB stadiums. And, it has never happened that, we beat Chiefs, in those number of goals. But, the consequence of that it was two brothers, in Lazi, they were watching the game. As the goals were scored, one brother said, can you switch off that television? Another brother refused. And, as the game was proceeding and they were scoring the goals, the other brother took a knife and he killed the brother. But more importantly also, in Mthatha, after the game, a supporter, in his uniform of the other team, he kept on saying, and, meantime, people are not aware, he went into a river and he drowned himself. So, for me, also, it reminds me of a game that we played against, Val professionals, which were supposed to have won to be above, Kaizer Chiefs, and we lost that game. And my own, of course, supporter in Mafikeng, who was a colonel, in the army, he killed himself. So all those things, they tell me that this derby is more than life. It means so much to the people.
Kwanazi now. Chance here for Masihe. Still alive, and Pirates have taken the lead. Walaza. He is destroying Chiefs here. That's his second of the game. His sixth of the season. Excellent Walaza. Excellent stuff.
The highlight of all the derbies that we've ever played is the derby that we played on the 24th of November, of last year, when it was shown for the first time to 120 million households in Europe. That for me, it was a crowning experience to say we've really done a good job, and this derby, it counts for so much. We kept on saying to the people, it's one of the 10 biggest derbies in the world. And that was proven by the record of the viewership. But more importantly, it was, graced by the eminent, soccer personalities in the name of Franz Beckenbauer, Michel Platini, Isaiah too. So that in itself, Christian Carambeau. So that in itself, it just shows you that this derby, it means so much to people, even those that have now come to South Africa. If they find a chance to be in the country, they want to be part of that experience. And at the end of the game, Platini said, if these teams can play like this, we should expect the national team to be on song. Because I mean the tension, the passion, you know, the readiness, the fighting spirit of the players, the goals, you know, how they came, you know, that in itself gives the people that opportunity to talk.
Makhosi he used to be one of our founder members. We worked together with him from the inception of Kaizer Chiefs. He was obviously Shezi is Zulu, so when he was not very good in speaking Sotho, so he translated Chiefs to Zulu and Makhosi. And that's what he used to call Chiefs, and he said Makhosi, and it became his way of addressing Kaizer Chiefs, and that, you know, carried through, and it became, you know, a norm. Well, that was precisely the reason why we started Kaizer Chiefs. One of the main reasons, apart from other things that actually got us to where we had to decide moving. But it was a question of the experience that I had when I played abroad and what I saw, and I was looking at South Africa becoming a force in football in the world, and I was looking at some of the things that were happening, which I was seeing for the first time, and I thought, no man, if I the day I retire from football, because at the time I didn't know what was going to unfold, this is what I would expect to do in South Africa. And obviously when we started Chiefs, then it gave me the you know, the strength, and then I started opening up and getting things, and I started getting ideas, dreaming about a lot of ideas of how and where we should be going as a club. And yes, I've always looked ahead of things and didn't only look at today and say, well, this is where we are, and forgot about it. I always think about what should happen tomorrow, because you know, things change and things evolve in life. And I mean, today we're talking technology that was not there before. So one has always tried to be a step ahead of others. The derby has got a very interesting history, and I've been central to the derby myself, like you say, because I played for Pirates, and when we started Chiefs, obviously, that created that animosity between the two teams. And well, I was fortunate that every game that I played against Orlando Pirates during my time, I managed to score a goal at least, and we've won most of the games. So that gave me some kind of satisfaction. But yes, the derby itself obviously created something else in football in general in South Africa, because at the time there used to be Pirates and Swallows, and it had become somehow monotonous, and hence the invent of Kaizer Chiefs, the formation of Kaizer Chiefs, and bringing a new rivalry into the sport was something very, 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 very exciting.